Hey, Christmas cookies? We got you and Santa covered, we do. A homemade cranberry coconut cookie and an old-fashioned Scottish shortbread cookie. Hurry up, because I hear Santa's reindeer on the roof. Let's beat him to the cookies. It is a great day to be above the grass, and we have a special star with us today, my little sweet wife Shannon.
So we're doing two of our all-time favorite. It's a cranberry coconut cookie.
My favorite.
Really great flavor. It's got a little orange zest in it. It's soft. And then also a old-fashioned traditional Scottish cookie that came from old granny across the oceans. Yeah. Just like all of our recipes, we're going to link below the printable recipe, and all of our recipes are converted for indoor cooking as well. So let's start with the cranberry coconut cookie, because I mean it's pretty excellent. It's 1 3/4 cup.
1 3/4.
1 3/4 cup.
There we go.
All-purpose flour. Half a teaspoon of baking powder.
All right.
Now we're going to go over to your portion, because I know you like the power tools. So Kent, why don't you go ahead and get that stick of softened butter. Cream together the softened butter and sugar. So take it away. Looks good.
Does that suit your approval?
I like that. That's almost professional.
Well, it is with my DeWalt Power Kitchen Tool.
Add that egg in there. One large egg. And I got to tell you guys, you're actually getting a little sneak preview, because this recipe is in our new book that's coming out.
Whoa!
Faith, Family, and the Feast.
Ma'am.
And you can pre-order it now. So it doesn't come out till March, but this would be a great Christmas present.
Yes, it would.
So keep that in mind.
You'll have us a link down there where we can get that done. You may beat that in.
Yeah, go ahead. We're going to add a tablespoon of orange zest. So it gives it kind of a nice citrus.
When you say orange zest, for me, I might not have known.
Grated orange peel.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like it now.
And then give me half a teaspoon of almond extract. All right, so now we're going to add our chopped cranberries. And now I don't get too technical.
You're talking like you're an Okie now.
Technical on chopping the cranberries. So just get them kind of roughly chopped. Sometimes I like a little bigger chunk in there. So
this was 3/4 of a cup?
3/4 of a cup of chopped cranberries. Now, for me, I'm not a big coconut fan, but Southern folks love coconut and everything.
Southwestern Oklahoma puts them in everything.
Seriously. But I don't mind it in this. It's kind of mellows everything out. It's not overpowering. So if you're not a big coconut fan, just stick with me, because I think you'll like it. All right. We're going to put our flour mixture, which was just the flour and baking powder, into our wet mixture. Let's do a spoon for this portion. And I'll add it, and you can kind of just start stirring it in. Yeah. And so let's just put it on the cutting board. With floury hands. A little breezy today. And then I just pinch off the dough. About like golf ball size, maybe, you know? But I will tell you, okay, so once you get it into a ball and you put it on the cookie sheet, give it just a little mash, so it's just a little flattened a bit.
So you need to probably flatten mine, Regan. Yeah,
I'll flatten these ones. And then we're going to go to the next cookie, which is the shortbread. And then we're going to bake them all together. Now, this is special because it actually came from old granny across the pond in Scotland. We have some friends of ours came over, and we met them in Branson. She gave us and lent us her granny's Scottish cookie. So
if you're watching, Wendy, oh, we thank you so much, and they have graced our cookie bowl many times.
Yes.
They are good eating.
So break it out again. We've got to cream together 1 stick of softened butter plus 2 tablespoons.
All right, got it in there.
1/4 of a cup of sugar. And then give it a good creaming. So the ingredient that kind of throws people sometimes is cornstarch.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And you're going to use a 1/2 cup. And I've had people say, I think you gave me the wrong amount. No, it's a 1/2 cup of cornstarch. The cornstarch is what's going to give it that texture that's very unique for shortbread. Go ahead and put it in there.
DeWalt, if you're watching, if you could make a multiple head here to where I can attach 2 mixers, I'd appreciate it.
What does cornstarch also help with, Kent? Whoa. Here's a fun fact.
Okay. Let's talk about July hot out there on the wagon on the ranch, and them boys been in the saddle like 6, 7, 8 hours, and you begin to sweat in places that you might not know you sweated in. When you get off, you allow that when you're walking back to camp, you're a little more bow-legged than you was when you started, and it is a thing known as scalding. And cornstarch will cure this. It is one of the greatest things. Diaper rash. I've had people come up to us at events and ask if we've had any cornstarch for diaper rash. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So, hey, it's a miracle drug.
And that was free. You just keep beating, and I'm going to slowly add in a cup of flour. Oops, sorry. When it starts to feel like you've got most of that incorporated, but it's still a little crumbly, let's switch to our hands, because we want to, like, again, mash that around, like, and start picking up all that, like, loose flour. But every time you kind of mash and start working this,
hang on,
there's bug issues.
You've got flour right here.
So you just want to keep working it, and then as you mash it and kind of keep working it, it's going to bring a little more of that moisture out and help pick up all this extra. Like when you start this, you're going to feel like this is way too dry, but just keep mashing it. We have our 12-inch Dutch oven. We are going to lightly spray this one, or your baking sheet. It is soft, but it's slightly crumbly a little bit. That's what we want. You just want to work it enough to where it all sticks together and it's really like malleable kind of ball. And then I'm going to mash this out. You could roll it too, but and you want it about 1/2 inch thick.
And I think this would be a good time too. If you're just watching us for the first time, maybe you're a new viewer, we welcome you so much and so glad to have you, along with all our YouTube family. But be sure that you reach up there and hit that subscribe button and ring the ding-dong bell so you don't miss out on none of these notifications. We'd hate for you not to have no cookies in the jar.
This episode is brought to you by a tomato paste can. Let me get it.
A tomato paste can.
This I found is the perfect size for cutting these out.
And never throw away a green chili can or a tomato paste can. They are great cutters.
So they just come out so easily.
They just come out.
And I'll spoil the surprise right now. We're going to add a little melted chocolate to them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now we're talking my language. Back during the Depression times in the United States, they say this come about in the 20s and the 30s, and the family was teaching the kids about how thankful you need to be and share whatever you have, even though you might not have much. So they would leave maybe one cookie or a little bit of crumbs here and there. But over there in Norway and all that country far across the pond, go back many, 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 many hundreds of years, and the little kids were known to put hay or carrots in their shoes and set out for the reindeer.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
again, indoor cooking, preheated oven, 350. On both of these recipes, make sure you put your cookies in on the center rack of the oven. But we're going to give you some quick tips on Dutch oven cooking and cookies if you happen to be doing this outdoors.
We're pretty well protected from the wind, so it's not a big factor today. I did pull all the fodder away from the ground, so we're not going to catch nothing on fire. Tall trivet, 5 inches tall it is. Light ring of coals around the outside edge of both of them, very light on top. Now you can move your coals back and forth to rearrange them if you have to scoot them up or take them back depending on how fast they're cooking. But guess what else you can do? You can cheat here, because you can take a spatula when there ain't nobody watching and pick up the bottoms and look at them just a tad. You know, as these cookies were cooking, I had to go ahead and pull my heat in a little, Shan, to get it to where I could get them done a little more on the bottom. I did have to add just a little heat on top to both of them to get them to brown just a little. but it takes less heat than what you think it will.
Especially with good hardwood coals. Yeah.
And we did rotate once or twice just to even out our heat source all the way around.
Yeah, so rotate meaning take the bottom of the oven, rotate it quarter of turn one way, the lid the other way. That way if you have a big chunk of coal one side or the other, it kind of evens that out as it's baking, so that helps. On the shortbread cookie, you're not really going to see much browning on the top, but where you're looking for it is on the bottom, and you just want a light, like very light golden brown, not a full-on golden brown, because you do not want to overcook these. On the cranberry cookies, you'll see as they start to cook, they kind of crack a little bit.
They puff up a little.
And same thing, they'll brown a little bit on top, but again, you want to look for that underside, and you want a little more of a golden brown, a little more than the shortbread. What we did is we did the double boiler method. Take a saucepan, fill about halfway with water, bring that water to a boil, put a heat-safe bowl on top of that, and then crumble some chocolate in there.
Hershey's.
Whisk it until it gets melted. That way this double boiler prevents it from burning.
Yes.
Ooh, it's flaming. Oh, can't, there's a snake. Yeah. Holy crap, holy crap. Hang on.
No, I don't want to get a dog. Ready?
That's a big boy. Oh, wow.
I'm glad you seen him.
Well, I heard him. I'm surprised the dogs didn't smell him first.
Yeah, because the wind's in their favor. I've had a lot of y'all comment down here that looks like snaky country, and
yeah,
I was raised down here in this country, and let me tell you folks, it is some snaky country, and these old bluffs are full of dens and holes, and you know, we've been down to 13, 14 degrees, but it's a warm day, that old sun is shining, and he probably had him a hole here close somewhere, and he felt more heat out of that box and was coming over, and I'm glad I didn't step on him, and glad he didn't bite a dog.
Okay.
When you were saying, oh my God, and I'm thinking, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, I was like, snake. Okay, you can eat these shortbread cookies as is. If you want to like jazz it up a little bit, take that melted chocolate, and I like to just dip it in about halfway. Then you just want to let these set and let that chocolate cool, and then you can eat them. Although we may have to
set mine right here.
We may have to cheat it. It's like buttery heaven.
Wendy, thank your great-great-grandmother, honey. This is probably one of the best shortbread cookies I've ever eaten in my life, and it's so easy.
This one I love because it's, you know, it's set up on the outside, but you can feel that, like, just that little bounce of a good cookie.
This is probably my favorite cookie of all the holiday cookies I've ever had, and Shan started making these, and we request them all the time.
You get the tartness of the cranberry, but then that sugar of a cookie, and...
Come on. Do the little... There you go. Snake stomp.
Yeah, we're doing the snake dance.
Woo. Just make sure I don't see no more snakes. I mean, now you done got me gun shy.
Yeah.
He was coming right in the camp. And as always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and our veterans and all the spouses who have either stationed abroad or they're here alone. We tip our hat to you too, and we'll remember you throughout this holiday season, and thank y'all for keeping it safe that we might have it. And remember, everything that we used in this video, the printable recipe, everything you need to know will be listed down there, and you can do this inside. The indoor conversion will be there as well. Shan, again, thank you so much, darling. We appreciate it.
Like, share, subscribe.
And folks, God bless you one and all, and I'll see you down the Cranberry Shortbread Cookie Trail.
Cheers.
There's a little leftover cookie dough, and Santa, he ain't going to come this route, so you just let's have it. You let me try a bite too.
Dookie.
Hey, Dooker. It's shortbread cookie time. Come on. Santa says y'all been good enough to have a bite of cookie. There you go. Good job. Y'all did good.